Hey, welcome back. So today I'm at a different location here in my house because my husband is currently using the spare room where I generally film. So I'm sorry for the dull background. But anyways, today I kind of wanted to do an anti-TBR. I saw Emily from Books with Emily Fox doing it and I thought it would be kind of cool to do one myself. I will leave all the questions that I answer on the description down below, as well with the original video and Emily's video for you guys to enjoy. But yeah, let's just get into the questions. Also, I'm using a new mic, so please let me know how the audio is, if it's better than the last videos or if it's worse than the last videos. The first question on the tag is a popular book everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. For this one, I chose You by Caroline Kepnes. I did watch a couple of the episodes of the series and I kind of didn't finish it because I wasn't really interested in it, and I have no reason to read the book just because I don't really like Joe as a character, so I feel like reading from his point of view would have just been annoying. And I also know I've also heard that the second book in the series, because I guess, is it a trilogy, is it a series, I'm not sure what's going on with that, it's really bad, so I have no reason to read it, especially knowing that the second book is also really bad. So yeah. The second question is a classic book or author you have no interest in reading. And for this one, I chose Jane Austen because I really don't like reading classics. I barely have read any classics. And I don't know if that's because I growing up, I wasn't in the American education system, so we weren't really forced to read any classic books or anything like that. But I feel like anytime I hear anybody talking about reading Jane Austen or in Pride and Prejudice or anything like that, I literally cringe because I do not want to read about old-timey people doing old-timey things. And I don't want to read about that. I know it's really nice for some people to read because they like historical fiction and all this stuff, and I like historical fiction, but I mostly just like World War II historical fiction. I know it's kind of weird, but the thought of reading I just don't want to read about any of that. So for question 3, there's actually 2 parts. The first one is an author whose books you have no interest in reading, and the second part to that question is a problematic author whose books you have no interest in reading. So for this one, I actually chose John Green because although at one point in my life I actually wanted to read every single one of his books, I kind of outgrew that. I started reading Paper Towns during book club while I was in high school, and I didn't finish it, and then I started reading The Fault in Our Stars, and I got halfway through with it, and then I got bored and I didn't finish it. I don't even know why I got bored. I just think the romance in it didn't make me any happy. I did not like the romance in it, and I just don't know, John Green books nowadays, I guess they're not as popular. I know he wrote Turtles All the Way Down, I think, and it was actually a really popular book and a lot of people liked it. I'm sure what it's about, but I know a lot of people liked it, but then a lot of people like his books, but I really don't have no interest in reading any of his books at all. I don't know why. And the second part of the question, I can't think of any problematic authors except for the author of Ender's Game. I can't even fucking pronounce the title of the book right, but that's the only problematic author that comes to mind, except J.K. Rowling maybe. But those are the only 2 authors that I can think that are problematic, at least I know of, that I wouldn't read anything from them. Question 4 is an author you have read a couple books from and have decided their books are not for you. Okay, for this one I chose Rainbow Rowell, and here's the thing. I did mostly read Eleanor and Park, and I liked it up to a certain point, and then I started getting really annoyed at fucking Eleanor, and Park was fine to me. Park was an okay character, but Eleanor was just so goddamn annoying, and then I spoiled myself for the ending, and then I just didn't want to read it anymore. And then I realized that I just don't think I like her writing. I know she has a couple other books. She has Fangirl, and at one point I did want to read Fangirl, but I just don't want to read any of her books anymore. And I don't know, her books, just reading about them turns me off from reading about them, and I'm just like, no thank you, I don't think you're for me. So question 5 is a genre you have no interest in or a genre you have tried to get into and couldn't. And for this one is contemporary fiction or contemporary romance. I don't like romance at all, honestly, in books. I don't like it when like it's sprinkled in there. I hate when romance is just like springs out of nowhere, which is a problem that I had with what's his name, Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. I did not like that the romance just like, but then that's that's something that is very common in like young adult books, romance, like first time they meet and then they fall in love. That's just something that I hate. But contemporary romance is just not something that I care about at all. I don't care about romance at all. I don't care about reading. I don't even like it in like movies. I try to avoid rom-coms with my life. I don't mind if romance is like fantasy or like horror or mystery. I don't mind it in there because I think it's kind of like spicy. But if it's just like straight up romance, I just kind of like no thank you. It's just blech. So question 6 is a book you have bought but will never read, and this can be a book you have unhauled or returned to the library unread. And I have the perfect book for this because I was actually gonna give it away and donate it, but I've yet to do it because I'm lazy. And that book is The Magic Strings of Frankie Presto by Mitch, what is it, Albom? I don't even know. So I have no idea why I bought this book. I do not recall buying this book. I have no reason to pick up this book or buy this book. I think I saw it and I saw they had like fancy edges and I liked the cover, I guess. I don't even remember what this book is about. It was $25. But I bet it wasn't $25. I hope it wasn't $25 because if I bought this book and it was $25 and I never read it, I'm gonna be mad with myself. Well, I have never read it. But I'm gonna be mad with myself if I actually paid full price for this shit. I guess it's about, from what I remember, this book is about like music. Like it's from the perspective of music, which is, I guess, an interesting perspective. But like, I don't know. I don't want to read this any time soon or at all. So now I'm mad that if I spend full price for this. $25. Seriously? Question 7 is a series you have no interest in reading or a series you started and have DNF'd. I haven't started any series in the past couple of years, honestly. My reading has been really bad in the past couple of years. But there are a couple of series that nobody really talks about anymore in BookTube, or in YouTube in general. But they were pretty like popular when I first started watching videos from booktubers, and those are Vampire Diaries and Divergent. Honestly, I have no interest in reading anything about vampires, honestly. And Divergent, I heard that the ending was pretty bad, so I have no reason to read it either. I probably will watch the movies though, because I mean, they look fun. But I have heard the Vampire Diaries movie is really bad. But I still want to watch it because I like bad movies, so. And the last question on this tag is a new release you have no interest in reading. And I honestly don't keep up very much with new releases. I just kind of end up going to the library or end up going to Barnes & Noble and I just pick up whatever I see. I don't like keep in mind what's releasing or not unless it's from an author that I really like. But I don't know, like the only one that comes to mind is like Ready Player 2, but that's because I have no reason to read Ready Player 1. Like I've never read Ready Player 1 and I have no intent of reading Ready Player 1, so it makes sense that I'm not interested in Ready Player 2 at all. So that's that. Alright, so that was the end of the tag. I will leave all the information below for the original creator of this tag as well as Emily's video and the questions. So if you guys want to do it yourselves, you guys can read the questions and do it. I will see you guys on the next video, which I'm not sure which it's gonna be. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you on the next time. Bye bye.